right, good morning and welcome to the program. Welcome to Straight Talk Live on Okwu FM 100.7, right here in the city of Owerri. My name is Barry Cosmas, the Radio Marshal, and today on the show, we will be taking a look at the controversy over our Nigerian tax laws, especially as it concerns the MOU signed by Nigerian government and France over tax. Now, a lot of issues have been raised on that MOU. To make matters worse, the tax laws that were passed by the National Assembly has been gazetted, and now what is on the gazetted list is different from what was passed by the National Assembly. That begs the question, what is going on? Okay, since the French entered into the fray of this tax issue, it has become controversy upon controversy upon controversy. A lot of questions are being asked, and today we want to touch our searchlight on this matter. The tax laws passed by the National Assembly differs from the gazetted copy. This is what the reps alleged. Now it's under investigation. This came immediately after Nigeria signed an MOU with France to help Nigeria with our own tax collection using AI and digitalization. So, with France and their own history of what they do with African countries, why is Nigeria dangling between the jaws of a shark? That is the question Nigerians are asking. What exactly are the discrepancies in the tax laws that were passed by the National Assembly and what is now in the one gazetted? As you can see, a gazette is an official government publication that formally publishes laws and other legal notices after they have been approved by the legislature and signed into law by the president. The gazette serves as an authoritative public record and is relied on by government agencies, courts, and general public as evidence of the law in force. Now, with this, the laws passed by the National Assembly and the ones that appeared in the government gazette are different because so many discrepancies. One of the major ones is the balkanization of the Nigerian Constitution of different sections to give more powers to the executive over legislative matters. And that has become a very serious matter. The other one is so many, the tax that are being said to be collected and what's supposed to be paid by Nigerians and all that. So what was passed on the floor is not what is gazetted. Well, this was made known by the Honorable Member Dasuki, who represents Kebe, Tambuwa Federal Constituency of Sokoto State. He raised the point of privilege on the floor of the lower legislative chamber during the Wednesday's plenary. Well, that is what happened. Well, Dasuki said the gazetted copy of the law available to Nigerians does not reflect what the lawmakers passed. And this is a very serious matter. According to him, he said what was passed on the floor is not what is gazetted. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I was here, I gave my vote, and I was counted, and I'm seeing something completely different, he said. Who did this? Who did the alterations, the omissions, and the changes? The lawmaker said he personally obtained copies of the gazetted law from the Ministry of Information and found that they differed from the versions harmonized and approved by the House. I'm calling on Mr. Speaker to graciously look at what was harmonized, what is in the gazetted copy, and what was passed on this floor. Now, after this, we're hearing MOU signed with France as regards this same tax that was gazetted. So, this comes to play 1st of January. Today is December 19th. How many more days? 12 more days. And 2025 is gone. This tax law comes into effect. And now we're hearing discrepancies on these tax laws. And we're now hearing the French coming into the fray to assist Nigeria to collect our tax Oh, me tabo. Oh, my God. Well, the FIRS, which is going to change its nomenclature in January 1st, is saying it will not affect Nigerians. How will it not affect Nigerians? That is what the bills are passed by and signed into law in June. You signed something into law. Mr. President, what did you sign into law? That is the question Nigerians are asking. Well, let me just tell you a few things. The reps spotted discrepancies in House Pass laws. Members of the Congress and their staff usually identify discrepancies by comparing House Bill text versus existing Internal Revenue Code, House Bill versus Senate companion or prior versions, statutory text versus Joint Committee on Taxation, summaries, and legislative intent versus actual legal language, revenue estimate versus behavioral reality. The discrepancies often emerge after passage during technical review or when agencies like Treasury or IRS try to implement the law. So with this now, as it has been gazetted, that's what Nigerian court is going to use to judge in case there is any issue. And now that gives the executive power, which is now going to be influenced by France to decide on what to do with Nigerian tax. Now, again, which country in the world developed by taxing their citizens? Even during the Chinese and the Japanese empire, taxation was a means of impoverishing the people. The government becomes rich, the people become poor. And then when you are poor, you have no say whatsoever any rich man is talking. You either follow or you are quashed. France has been known for all manner of negative vibes as it concerns Africa, especially their former colonies. And with this, it is a very big red flag. Very big red flag. So what do you make of this story? This is what we're going to be discussing on the show this morning. Welcome aboard, people. It is time for us to educate ourselves, enlighten ourselves on this tax matter, and then bring to fruition what exactly France is going to come and do and what Nigerian government is planning on doing to Nigeria come January 1st. On New Year Day, this thing is supposed to come into effect, and now discrepancies are allowing. We are going to tell you what the discrepancies are, what was approved by the tax, and what is now gazetted by the government. You can see for yourself where this is coming up as raised by Dasuki in the House of Rep, as well as the MOU, which has not been made public up to today. How can a country sign an MOU with another country? That raises question of sovereignty. Now, when Donald Trump wants to come to Nigeria, they say sovereignty. But we are not bringing somebody to come and oversee the tax of Nigerians without saying anything about sovereignty. Oh, me tabo. It's time for us to take a peep look at our newspaper and bring you the newspaper review this morning on Okwu FM. So join me and let's go straight to our newspaper review and bring you the juicy details on the papers. We start off with the Star Post Express. On the Star Post Express, we have this very interesting story, fraudulent exclusion. INEC should remove APP from its database. That is coming from Franklin Ngoforo, as he insists. Why is he insisting? Franklin Ngoforo, why are you insisting? Well, you need to grab a copy of the Star Post Express newspaper to get more information on this particular news. APP, I think, is the latest party of Ugo Chinyere that is gaining weight with the elephant in an Imo state. So Why is Franklin Ngoforo asking INEC to remove it from the database? On what grounds? Isu High School hosts a national convention January 4th, 2026. Improve infrastructure and security. NUJ Southeast comments Uzodima. Awaka ends 1 year mourning period for late Eze Oswagu today. And of course, those are more of the stories on the Star Post. Chief, okay, no, I am not reading that. Ex-Imo NUJ chairman Akaronye buries mother Saturday, December 27. That's the much will be taken on that particular newspaper. Let's move on now to the National Daily, starting with the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard newspaper, oil sector, far-reaching reforms coming. Enyesan Mohammed vows, where President Bola Tinubu's nominees as chief executive officers of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, yesterday told senators that they would implement far-reaching reforms to stabilize the country's oil and gas sector. When I don't start to, everyone will come, talk about reform. Farouk, tell us reform. Seeing reform, now to give more license to people to bring in fuel as against our own refinery to work. Waiting be our own reform. You, two of them, why they see so. They bring one fine boy and one fine girl. When they come manage our oil sector. Waiting be the reform, but they say far-reaching. Watch out for that one. Uncertainty over NAF aircraft departure to Portugal after release in Burkina Faso. This one is now another issue. Well, they say Portugal has denied that that plane was heading to Portugal in the first place. Now, the federal government has expressed uncertainty over the current status of the 11 soldiers and aircraft detained in Burkina Faso, casting doubt on reports that they have departed for Portugal. Well, according to the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimiebi Ebienfa, while the Burkinabe authorities have released the personnel and aircraft, it was unclear whether they have actually taken off from Burkina Faso. So what the Nigerian government going to tell people? Is this what you're going to tell the families of these soldiers that have been detained in Burkina Faso for a couple of days now? That una no know. Nigerian government is saying they don't know whether they don't from there move, go Portugal, or they don't come back, or where they don't go, where they even did, they don't know. A plane that was detained in Burkina Faso, you went there with diplomacy, you got the plane released, and all of a sudden, you don't know where the plane they go. Come on, these people, I don't know if they talk to Tata, I've been waiting to tell people. That plane never tell us where they go, where they go. Portugal said the plane was not built to come to Portugal. Where that plane they go? Where do you carry? Well, according to the report on the Vanguard, they said they were taxiing to take off. Then they discovered something. They had another technical problem, so they had to stop to fix it. So I am waiting for an update from them. I will confirm that if they have departed. But they are going to Portugal, not Nigeria. That was the original destination, he said. Well, that is according to the whole matter on that matter. It has become a national embarrassment, and they keep bringing embarrassing stories every day to talk about too. Electoral Act, reps backs 2-year jail term, 5 million naira fine for vote buyers and sellers. Okay, this is a good one. But will it be fully implemented? The House of Representatives have approved for far-reaching amendments to the Electoral Act, introducing stiffer penalties for vote buying and selling, including a minimum of 2 years imprisonment or a 5 million naira fine, or both, alongside a 10-year ban from contesting elections. Okay, as sweet as this is, no be people that buy votes, koro, police go there, they look them. As we were saying in the last 2023 election. Police go there, they look. They go to buy vote. What did they talk? Nothing. So who won't go arrest them? Now they find poor man where they go carry put for prison. Any poor man will go collect money, when I give him 25 years, not be only 5 years or 2 years. At the end of the day, these are the people that cause problem for Nigeria. When you go and collect money, you go and vote for somebody who is not anywhere supposed to be close to public service, and then the person goes there, doesn't know what to do with power. All he needs is just to take money, and then you take people backwards 20, 50 years back from where they were. So with all this matter, it is now very clear and evident that the government or the House of Rep means well for this, but implementation, who is going to implement it, that is where the problem will be. Okay, Tinubu is now firing strong, still on the Vanguard newspaper. Tinubu to the governors, he say, obey Supreme Court judgment. Hand over LG their allocation. The president said there will not be autonomy to councils without funded mandate. Speaking at the 14th APC National Caucus meeting at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, the president said he had assured the United States and the European Union that Nigeria will establish state police to tackle insecurity challenges. Thank God for USO. He also advised governors and party leaders to be flexible in their actions and ensure they get involved in what happens in their various places, including the rural communities. He said, you must yield and continue to promote, tolerate, and be flexible. Get involved in whatever is happening in your various states up to local government level. I had a very long discussion with the U.S. and European heads. I was bragging to tell that definitely we will pass a state police to improve security. They asked me if I am confident, and I said yes. I have a party to depend on. I have a party that will make it happen. And if at this level we fail, God forbid, we will not fail. I think the reconciliation and the accommodation, the flexibility is in your hands, all of you, and we are the majority. We are the leaders. Let us equally look at the recent Supreme Court judgment. What can we do with it? And now, and how well can we position our country and our party? To me, the local government autonomy, it is and must be effective. There is no autonomy without funded mandate. We will give them their money directly. That's the truth. That's compliance, and the Supreme Court take leadership seriously. The president commiserated with the government of Bayelsa State on the death of the deputy governor, and he prayed that his soul rest in peace. That is the voice of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now calling. With the governors, he the call, or would they say, Oga, you dey talk your own, that one concern you, the money, their account, and we need to give them. So the problem is, why is the Federal Allocation Commission not paying the money directly into the local government account? Why must it pass through the state? And if they pay the money to the local government and the local government say they have not received it or they received it and the money from the local government is now moved to the state government, that local government chairman should be given like 25 years in prison. That's exactly what it happens to people who disobey and use money any and anyhow. Where 2027, ADC nominates Tubo Badawi as Transitional Committee Chair and Secretary for Borno. And while we are now considering satellites for telecom service, that is Airtel. Okay, that's a nice one. Army dismantles bandits enclave and kill 5 in Sokoto and Zamfara operations. Let's take some few quick stories on the Daily Post. Tinubu to present 2026 budget without accounting for 2025 fiscal year. That is coming from Budget. Well, Budget, a civic organization, has alleged of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's move to present the 2026 budget of 54.4 trillion again. It was also 54.4 trillion the last year, 2025, or this year rather. You have not accounted for 70% of the capital projects have been moved to this year, and nobody has seen the budget implementation and what the effective implementation of the budget. And now we're bringing a new budget. Nice one. Well done, sir. Tinubu personally invited me to join APC. Plateau Governor moved to Park. NLC protests. it is yielding results. Government responding speedily. This coming from the union. And gunmen attack bereaved family, demand money, and realize during burial in Benue. Jesus Christ. These people are getting more and more devious. The armed men have attacked the family of Yowa, Tesen, Lawrence of Amafo, Kasinala Road community in Kasinala local government area of Benue to demand money contributed for the burial of their mother. Hi, God. The incident occurred 5 days after laying their mother to rest, while according to the family account, 3 unidentified gunmen stormed the compound with 2 of them armed with firearms. The attackers reportedly beat and tortured members of the household while demanding money contributed during the burial of their late mother, who died in a motor accident along Amafo, Kasinala Road, where the attack left several family members injured, and Lawrence's father reportedly sustained a badly swollen leg, while Lawrence himself suffered a swollen hand. And the aunt and his wife of Lawrence's uncle, who were present at the time, were also beaten and robbed. Jesus. This is getting out of hand. Festus Okonola, wealth, power, and the peril of public outburst, with the wealthiest man in Africa in the world, publicly turns his fire on a Nigerian civil servant. All right, that is talking about Ahmed Farouk of the NMDPRA, and the video to perform at AFCON 2025 official kickoff concert. All right, EPL, that's the sport, Tarkowski will score. Roy Keane predicts scoreline at Everton vs Arsenal. Yeah, make Arsenal fans hear you. All right, that you are a Man U legend. Why you not going to say they will score Arsenal? All right, we move on now to the Sahara Reporters. Reports reveals identities of several Nigerians killed in religious terror attack between November and December. Religious terror attack, yet there is no genocide. Exclusive, over 37 worshippers, including children, kidnapped in Kogi Church. They attack and they are demanding 600 million naira ransom. The attackers are demanding 600 million naira ransom for collecting 37 worshippers, including children, who were kidnapped in Kogi Church. And yet, there is no Christian genocide. Oh, me tabo. House of Reps approved 10-year jail term and 75 million naira fine for electoral offenses and forgery. All right, that's that on that one. The Premium Times this morning says 2022 APC primary. Buhari repeatedly assured Osibanjo of support. Ex-presidential aide AJUJU is speaking. Sorry about that. Now who that one concern? Okay, let's just try and not laugh too much on that particular matter. All right, let's move to the This Day newspaper, and after that we'll open up the phone lines for you to add your voice to the conversation. On the This Day newspaper, in a major diplomatic research, Senate confirmed 64 ambassadors, including Reno Mokri. Hi, it depends it's the pain you enter but to break. Now the song where Reno Mokri they sing to Nigerians now, all of them as it depend on you, it is sweet time. As it depend Nigerians, it is sweet time. Well, at APC caucus meeting, Tinubu assures Nigerian state police will become a reality. All right, we wait for state police. Bonny Invest Trust dispute raises questions over investor protection in Zambia. And of course, we also have Burkina Faso releases 11 detained NAF personnel. And in a major diplomatic reset, we've given you that one. And we have Aisha Rimi, NIPC tracked $10.23 billion in capital importation at half year. $10.23 $1.23 billion. That is half the money Dangote used in building the refinery. Oh, me tabo. 4 persons to die by hanging over kidnapping in Akwa Ibom State. Ete, akpam for all of that. All right, on that note, let's open up our phone lines and bring you in on the details of the newspaper review. Good morning. 0911 20022. Who dem alive? Good morning.
Good morning, my very good friend, Mr. Barry. How are you doing this morning?
I am very fine. Welcome aboard.
Olumbise Onyeze Ezelobo. Right. Mr. Barry, Mr. President Tinubu assuring Nigerians that he have promised America and the European Union that he will establish state policing. I ask, must he assure the Western world before establishing state policing? Is he not subsidy? Did he inform America and the Western world about removing subsidy before he removed it? I mean, Mr. President is not helping matter. State policing is overdue by now. No matter how Nigerians are thinking about it, that the governors will hijack it. No, we need state policing so that every region, every state can control the security of their area. Instead of him telling Nigerians that he have assured he have ordered the Inspector General of Police to recruit over 30,000 or 20,000 policemen. Let him establish state policing. It will help in tackling insecurity. That's my take. Thank you and God bless.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution, my brother. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. 0707-454-1014. Those are the numbers to call and be part of the program. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Cosmos.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Ahmad Akos from Uche Street in Owerri.
Okay.
Mr. Cosmos, based on what Tinubu is telling the governors, the fact remains that until the National Assembly repeal the law that makes the state government to have joint accounts with the local government.
Okay.
What he's just saying is just a joke, just talking for talking sake. Because that should be the first step, to look at the law that makes it possible for the local state government to have joint accounts with the local government. If that is done, that law is prepared, that location of the local government would go directly to them. I think that's the first step. I'm out from Uche.
All right. Thank you very, very much for your contribution, Amma. Hello, good morning. Are you really flashing me? Don't flashing me. Even though I make your phone go lost in. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmas, my very good friend and brother.
Chief Jude, good morning.
This morning. Compliments of the season to you.
Yes, sir.
My name, like you rightly pointed out, is Chief Jude Umahi, that I usually call from Du Jesus in Imo State.
All right.
I can't know, but in the most unprecedented and humongous manner, commend members of the Senate for eventually approving all the ambassadorial nominees of Mr. President. This is a way of aligning themselves completely with Mr. President, actually to move this country forward. All of us know the implication of our not having ambassadors in most of the advanced countries, which include but not limited to the way, the opportunity given to the opposition political party members to smear and tarnish the image of those in power in Nigeria. And with the appointment of these ambassadors now, I think that type of thing will drastically reduce. And therefore, want the ambassadors to know that to whom much is given, much is expected. And to use the opportunity that have been given to them to make sure that actually they improve the image of Nigeria before the international communities. And that is the way to go. Why those who are actually thinking that those of them are appointed, most of them are appointed are not state, should not cry more than the people, or maybe think that they can be more Catholic than the Pope. The Mr. President has said and the Assembly has supported, and therefore nobody can actually foreclose into that and begin to criticize the National Assembly for confirming those nominees. That is the way to go. Mr. President,
thank you.
Why I'm asking by the customer, my friend, to think of joining ATC in no distant time.
Chief, Kondego. Thank you, Kondego. Thank you, Chief. All right, Chief Jude Baja, keep disturbing me to come. Do I look like Governor? What's his move swang? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Barry Cosmos.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate Ibdudu Gwada because he's always making me laugh where I stay. But he's saying that the Senate is completely aligned with the President. It's not supposed to be done because according to the principle of check and balance, the legislation was brought about to checkmate the President. And they had checkmated, although they did their best. I would say they did their best. They are checkmated very well. They would have seen that some names should not have entered there. But if you know what I'm saying, let him just go and check. He's my big man. He's my organic. He's teaching me the work. I love his training.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother, for joining us. 0911 20,022. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief Cosmos. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, you're online with Engineer Frank Ujebelebe. This morning I'm already saying from Mount Douglas.
Okay.
Honestly, Chief Joe Bada really wants you to join APC. Then you have to consider.
I know they go. I am not
okay, let me...
I know they join any party. Yes.
All right, but I will advise you to reconsider. Maybe think about it.
No problem.
Let me quickly react on the Mr. President pleading with the state governors to allow the local government chairman, elected chairman, to have access to their distant money. Honestly, this is laughable to me. Laughable, because President is the commander chief of armed forces, the general. It will not even take him to instruct the general, minister of budget, and even invite local government chairman. We have 774 local government chairmen. They should start open an account. Understand? He doesn't need to beg the local executive governors. Understand? Maybe the reason why he said because people have been lamenting about it, and I believe that maybe he watched Echo FM through Radio Garden 2 or 3 days ago on radio. Understand? Yeah. And I believe that his special advisor, they also give him information. Maybe he just to normal stay. Understand?
Right.
But it doesn't even need to consult the local governors to do that. Just he should instruct the General and Minister of Budget to do the rest. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very, very much. Okay. Wow, it is still Echo FM live here in Owerri. Straight Talk is the program. Good morning. Good morning. Now, who's on my line?
Good morning.
Welcome aboard. Hello, your line is cracking. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, apparently. Sorry, please, I got to let you go. Please do call us back if you can. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning once more, Mr. Cosmos.
Am I welcome back?
Yes. Mr. Cosmos, you can agree with me that we are not practicing democracy. Because if we were practicing democracy, Reno Mockley wouldn't have made it through. And that is a fact. Somebody, majority of Nigerians have said no. And eventually, the National Assembly confirmed it. I think it goes to confirm the fact that we are not practicing true democracy. Thank you. I'm out from CKC.
All right, thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, who's on my line?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
This is Emeka Wachukwu. You're calling from Assumpta Cathedral.
All right.
All right.
Carry go.
Taking our tax for us. See, it's like asking friends to collect our tax for us. It's like asking Hayana to look up. Honestly, I don't see. I keep on telling people Nigeria is never a sovereign country. And every day they keep on proving me right. They're not a sovereign country. How can France collect our collect? We don't know what France has been doing in Belgium. We don't know what they've been doing in other African countries. I want them to come in and collect tax for us.
Well, they are not coming to collect tax, according to them.
I know. Yes. They will supervise or oversee the tax collection, isn't
help
it?
with their experience. That's what they said. I'll give
Help
you
with
the
their
details.
experience. Help with their experience. So, help with their experience and look after our sheep.
Using AI and technology to help our digitalization. So that is what they say they're coming for. I'll give you more details on that.
I always define that AI as a human fighting against human. That
Okay.
AI idea. I see that human fighting against human. But I see what they do with it on YouTube and the rest. So, Nigeria should please.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, you can join me live on YouTube. Well, it's Echo FM 100.7 on YouTube. All you need to do is just go there, drop your message and all that. I seem not to be getting Facebook completely here, but definitely join me live on YouTube, people. YouTube, we are live there. You can join us live here. We have on Facebook as well. Sending your messages. Let's read our messages on YouTube and on Facebook. A message on Facebook now says, Vobono Shonda says, good morning, Big Brother Barry. Okay, Sam Creative Media says, good morning, my big brother, listening from MC Serial. Thank you. Dr. Mrs. Sima Olebra from Owerri says, local government as third tier of the government and government at the grassroots. Justice demands that it is autonomous and subsequently must maintain financial autonomy. But governors have emasculated them. Local government chairmen should execute their functions and be accountable to the people. All right, says they should be accountable and transparent. Democracy must not be compromised in any way at any time. Free, fair, and transparent elections at the local government level is the beginning and hope for true democracy in Nigeria. Nigerians have long decided on its autonomy, so let it be. That's the gospel according to Dr. Mrs. Sima Olebra. Please send in your messages. Join us live on Facebook and on YouTube this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Donny Babadi, I greet you, my brother.
I greet you.
Barry, you see, now they call you here from Elube Chemical Business.
Okay, go ahead.
Barry, you say our people be like, say, this is where they're there for house. They read this, our law, off head.
Uh-oh.
Somebody where they intelligent can't let them know, say, no be waiting paper talk. It's better for them, maybe they agree now, as the man don't show their waiting paper talk, instead of this one where they tell us off head. And some of them, they know if maybe, I don't know, maybe no like I saw them. They don't know how to read and write. I think they don't know how to cram them. So I beg, let them they tell us truth. Make way they follow them, understand what they do.
All right,
Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you. Hello, who them a line?
Good morning, Barry.
I greet you.
My name is Herbert. I call from Port Harcourt Road.
I'm from Port Harcourt Road. Go ahead.
Thank you. Barry, let me talk about budget presentation for 2026.
Okay.
When we don't know the performance of the previous budget and the way the year running out, that tells you that something is wrong with our economy. And I ask a question. We have the legislature and they have oversight functions over the performance of this budget. They are the ones who go through the documents submitted by ministries and parastatals. And at the end of the day, they don't go back to check whether what they approved for these agencies and ministries are exactly what they implemented.
Okay.
Nobody is talking about that. I think that's a failure on their legislative function. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you very, very much, my brother, for your contribution. All right. If you're just joining in, you have missed a lot. This is the newspaper review live on Echo FM 100.7. We have so many stories we've shared this morning. Whichever one that caught your fancy, you can add your voice to the conversation. Okay? So let's take more calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, who did my line?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Comrade Efagba. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. There are many things to talk about, but there is not time to talk about. So let me talk about police.
Okay.
I will advise people to read Watchdog of last Monday. where Professor Odinkalu wrote on that thing. Whether we are talking about police state or state police, they are two different things.
Okay.
And he reminded them that there was native authority police, and it was abolished. And what was it abolished? Because when people are talking about state police and this thing, and the way the president is passing a vote of no confidence in the country, it's so strange. I don't know who his advisors are and who trained them. Because at the moment, in fact, even with state police, the security of this country will still lie in the hands of the president. And the president has a police under his command. And he's telling us that that police should be better under state command. Isn't it that strange? Because if you have failed as the president of this country, then there's a failure. The security of the citizens is primarily the responsibility of the president. And even the people he's saying he has promised, are those people running state police in their own country? And is there no police called state police command in this country? Is it who will now take over their salary or what? You have not equipped your police to perform. At least one thing they lack barracks. And without barracks, discipline is in question. Let me stop so far, but it is unfortunate. People should go and read that one and then try to bring European history and this, and they will know where our president is trying to lead us to. Right. Now, talking about tax, the thing is that people should know that whenever somebody comes and says, I want to reform what was working before, he should tell us what wasn't working in that system that he wants to change. Because what people want to do at times is to put their name on paper and create more confusion. I think this country should not forget in a hurry the Civil Service Reform Decree, which was sponsored by Professor, and which win the civil service of it.
Hello? Hello, comrade. Are you still there? All right, comrade, it's, I think network is affecting him, but he has raised a lot of pertinent questions as it concerns the state police. This matter we've discussed over and over and over, but we'll keep sensitizing ourselves on this matter of state police. There's a very serious question. The European countries and the American countries that he promised that state police, do they run state police? But if we look at, we have New York State Police, we have Chicago State Police, we have like that. And then, unless it's a federal matter, the FBI now comes in to play, or the National Guard and the rest of them. So that's how our American system works. But then in Nigeria, how does our own work? We have our federated police with state commands differently. Are they the same thing? So what is going to be the difference between this, what we have now, and the one they are going to create? They need to make Nigerians understand exactly what state police will be like, what the laws will allow them to do and what they cannot do. Are we going to have a refined police or same old, same old? Those are questions that need to be answered. All right. Let's go talking again. We have just a few more minutes to wrap up the newspaper review. So everybody join me live. Join me. Good morning. Who did my line?
Hello.
Oh, come here, the fact by your back. Okay?
Yeah. Talking about this reform, Joseph Phillips reformed the civil service for us, and the civil service decayed more than 75%.
Okay.
I think by the time they finish this tax reform, they will say the Nigeria left.
Yeah.
When things are working, don't tamper with them. And we are now hearing that the law passed is not the law printed, which was supposed that they must have given her the printing to a contractor.
Okay.
Because if it's a government printer that did that, of course, he has not only lost his job, he's already going to prison.
But these are not minor errors. These are discrepancies that were not existing before and added. The ones that were existing were modified. So these are not like error. It's like it's rewritten after the approval and signed into law to suit the purpose of somebody. So that's the issue.
That's what I'm telling you, that no civil servant would have done that. It's only an outside contractor that can do that because he can disappear. The civil servant doesn't disappear because you have his pension to tie to him.
Okay.
what will make him, but when you give to a contractor these things to print, the Secrecy Act is even not binding on the man. And he can do all sorts of funny. I'm not sure what happened, but it is a very strange thing to happen. It is government printer. They don't need further investigation. They call the government printer to say who gave him what he printed. Because when a law is passed, it is the clerk of the House and the president that go and present it to the president to sign after they have printed it from the government printer. So what will really happen? Let me stop because other people want to talk. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
It's funny what is happening in this country.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Comrade Fagba, for your contribution. Very, very interesting contribution. Okay, so if you're just joining us, please let's talk now or forever remain in silence because it's time for us to go to our commercial department and bring you some commercials on this particular day today. All right, today we are going to be taking a look at the tax that Nigerian government passed and the discrepancies. And most importantly, the MOU signed by Nigeria and France. There are too much controversies. Well, the recent memorandum of understanding signed between Nigeria's Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and France Tax Authority, Direction Générale de France Publique. It has sparked significant controversy in Nigeria. The central point of contention is a concern that the agreement could compromise Nigeria's economic sovereignty and expose sensitive taxpayer data to a foreign government. Now, this is where the whole controversy is hinged on. Well, according to the FIRS, their position is that it's supported by the federal government, maintains that the MOU is a standard, non-intrusive framework for technical assistance and capacity building. According to them, they say no data access. FIRS adamantly denies that the MOU grants France access to Nigerian taxpayers' raw data, digital systems, or operational infrastructure. Now, the issue is you are bringing somebody to come and help you in technical service, and you are saying you will not have access to taxpayers' data. How is that going to happen? So you don't know how to do it. You need them to come and help you, but you want to have to protect your own personal data. How is that going to happen? So these are all questions people are asking. We'll talk more of this when we come back from this break. And, of course, before we go into this one, okay, this person is sending me message. I received, no, this message is not for this platform. Please stop sending such messages here. Otherwise, we will just block this number. Don't send this kind of message here at all. Thank you very, very much. Let's head on to our commercial department and bring you some commercials. And then after, we'll bring you the news update at 10.
FM. It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7. Wow! Another exciting news from the Imo State Public Service. Have you heard about the recertification of landed property in government layouts in Owerri? Great news indeed. Now listen. In line with Part 2, Section 3D of the Imo State Lands Administration and Geographic Information Service Agency Establishment Law 2025, the government has scheduled the recertification of all landed property in government layouts across the state. Be informed that the recertification exercise will commence with a resurvey of landed property in layouts under the Owerri schedule. This exercise is scheduled to begin on Monday, the 8th of December 2025. Also be aware that accredited land surveyors will be on site to collect the necessary data for the recertification process, which will lead to the issuance of new certificates of occupancy (CFO) to eligible plot owners. Wow, isn't this exciting? Again, all allottees and plot owners are kindly requested to cooperate fully with the survey teams to ensure a smooth and successful exercise. Be compliant. Don't waver. It is for our collective benefit. Declan Emelumba, Commissioner for Information, Public Orientation and Strategy, Imo State, announcer. Echo FM.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
O ruokwala ọzọ mgbe ị ga-ezute onye nwaanyị n'ike na ebube. Ndị Lost Chosen Charismatic Movement na-ewetara gị mgbidi 2026. Ọgbakọ ekpere ọzọ ga-ewetara gị mgbanwe. Isiokwu ihe Chukwu kwuru ga-eme. Ọ ga-amalite n'abalị mbụ ruo n'abalị 4 nke ọnwa Jenụwarị afọ 2026. Onye ga-ekwu okwu Chukwu bụ Pastor Lazarus Moka, onye shiwere ya agbọ. Ya bụ mmemme ga-ehi odo na Chosen International Secondary School n'okporo ụzọ gawara Ọnịcha. N'akụkụ okporo ụzọ awara awasị Ọnịcha gawa Owerri dị na mgbidi steeti Imo. Oge ahụ iji ahụta mgbanwe pụrụ iche na ndụ gị eruola, n'ihi na Chineke nke Chosen na-aza ekpere.
Echo FM.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
December is finally here. Echo FM is one. Owerri, are you ready? Join us as we celebrate our 1-year anniversary. We have lots of fun activities and giveaways planned just for you. On Sunday, 7th of December, it will be Echo FM and Fans Football Fiesta. Venue, Old Stadium Owerri of Tetlow Road. Time, 1 p.m. Entry is free. On Sunday, 14th of December, it will be the Echo FM Kiddies Santa Fiesta. Venue, Echo FM premises at the King Square, number 4 at Joko Street off Redwood Road and close to the Old Stadium of Tetlow Road. Time, 1 p.m. Ticket amount for children, regular 5,000 naira. Ticket amount for party excursion, 10,000 naira. Amount for pageant forms, 10,000 naira. On Sunday, 21st December, our anniversary day, it will be the Echo FM Married and Smingle Show. Venue, Benchmark Hotel at number 12 Oduobi Crescent, Ikenegbu, Owerri. Time, 1 p.m. Ticket amount for singles, 3,000 naira. Ticket amount for couples, 7,000 naira. You can purchase your tickets at Echo FM located at the King Square, number 4 at Joko Street of Redwood Road, Owerri, or pay into the company account, which is 1898340588. 1898340588. 1898340588. Bank Access Bank. Account name, The King Holistic Communications Network Limited. Share your receipt on our WhatsApp number 0707 491 3438. 0707 491 3438. 0707 491 3438. Don't miss out on the fun. See you there.
Echo FM.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How you can suspend me here? Are we are slaves?
And I'm going to win this election.
That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Welcome to the news update at 10. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu admonished governors, saying that it was time to fully comply with the Supreme Court judgment on financial autonomy for local governments last night. He urged them to brace for the implementation of state police as a panacea to insecurity. The president spoke during the National Caucus meeting of the All Progressive Congress, APC. The Tinubu Media Force has reaffirmed its unwavering support for a free, competitive, and well-regulated market structure as Nigeria navigates ongoing disagreements involving major conglomerates and regulatory agencies. Speaking on the issue, Gbenga Abiola, national coordinator of the Tinubu Media Force, emphasized that regulators must stand as transparent and independent checks against the excesses of market dominance. According to Abiola, regulatory agencies are not obstacles to individual growth by stabilizing institutions designed to prevent the concentration of market power in the hands of a few. The House of Representatives approved the 2026 to 2028 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework, MTEF, and Fiscal Strategy Paper, FSP. The House approved the framework for revenues and expenditure with a proposed spending of 54.46 trillion naira in 2026, of which 31.83 trillion naira is the federal government's retained revenues. The Green Chamber also considered the report of its committees on finance and national planning and economic development on the 2026-2028 MTEF/FSP laid before the Committee of Supply. Governors have pledged readiness to partner the federal government in strengthening security measures across the country during the festive season. They made a commitment during a meeting of the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, in Abuja. At the meeting, they received a briefing from the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA. The Nigerian Army is set to overhaul its training system and school curricula. These are parts of efforts to build a more professional, adaptable, and combat-ready force. The Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, said yesterday the Army Chief noted that the reforms which will take up next year would be a mission-focused and aligned with the services involving operational environment. A High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, in Gwarimpa, Abuja, granted bail to former Minister of Labor, Chris Ngige. The ex-minister was ordered to be remanded in Kuje prison on December 12 after his arraignment. Ngige is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on an 8-count charge bordering on abuse of office and acceptance of gifts, estimated at 2.2 billion naira. The senator representing Kebbi Central, Farouk Bello Bunza, has faulted the decision of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, to revoke the 4.5 billion naira sale of his Banana Island property. He threatened to challenge the decision in court, insisting that the action was not supported by the terms of the transaction. Bunza queried whether the revocation was based on the original contract agreement he executed with the defunct Heritage Bank or an NDIC's letter dated September 2023. In business, President Bola Tinubu has appointed Dr. Musiliu Oseni as chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, following the confirmation of the Commission's board members by the Senate. Oseni's appointment indicates that Tinubu has dropped Abdullahi Ramat whose name he had initially sent to the Senate for confirmation in August. The 39-year-old Ramat has stormed the Abuja headquarters of NERC to take over the mantle of leadership without waiting for confirmation by the National Assembly. On the foreign scene, EU leaders have pledged a 90 billion euro loan for Ukraine to meet urgent financial needs, but failed to agree on the preferred option for securing the loan against Russia's frozen assets in the bloc. EU leaders entered the summit with many wanting to secure the urgently needed loan. However, the plan fell on the demand of Belgium, which hosts 88% of the Russian funds in the EU. In sports, a business jet carrying 7 people, including retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his family, crashed at an airport in North Carolina, killing everyone on board. The jet erupted into a large fire when it hit the ground. It had departed Statesville Regional Airport, about 45 miles, 72 kilometers north of Charlotte, but soon crashed while trying to return and land. And that's all for the news update at 10 as edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook is Echo FM. On our X handle is at Echo FM _Owerri. On Instagram and YouTube is Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that's the news update at 10.
Echo FM.
Live from the Eastern Heartland, Echo FM 100.7 brings you engaging conversation on trending news.
We need the federal government to sort whatever issue they are having with ASU.
And by December this year, 4,000 MOUs will be employed in Europe.
It's explosive.
Well, first of all, we must understand that war in itself is a display of anarchy. When you talk about war, that is lawlessness at its peak. When you say you are fighting war to keep Nigeria one, no. You fought the war as a manifestation of your incompetence in the management of the crisis that was then part of Nigerian history.
Hilarious.
I get malaria, my cancer. Behind every successful man, there's a woman at the front.
Stop shaking your head. You stop shaking your head. You're one of those who are causing problems.
On action,
and daring.
Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President.
Our nation remains one of the most insecure and least peaceful in the world today, making Nigeria one of the hungriest countries of the world. Nigerians now spend nearly their entire income on feeding.
We may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger.
My appeal is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states.
Catch the drama, feel the excitement on Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmos. Every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join the conversation on Straight Talk with Barry Cosmos. Straight Talk. Get straight analysis. No bending corners.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Chief Straight Talk live on Echo FM 100.7. Welcome to the main event on radio. All right, this morning, before we go into our conversation on tax matters, let me bring you up to speed with what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. That war is becoming deadlier every day. Well, 3 days ago, Ukraine, just this week, Ukraine launched drones inside of Russia in, what's that place again? Is it Volgograd? Okay. So after Ukraine launched those drones, it affected some buildings in the Ukraine. They threw the power station into disarray and all that. So the Ukraine drone struck and the power supply was thrown into disarray in Russia. And then Russia said, Ukraine has hit back at Russia's attempt to disable its energy infrastructure with airstrikes. Also, Russia now threw over 400 drones, missiles into the Kyiv and other government buildings, cutting off the supply of energy, cutting off even water supply to the people of Ukraine, and this war is becoming a ravaged one. Now, the reason I'm even bringing you this update is the European countries who want this war to continuously be fought by Russia, but they keep equipping Ukraine. Ukraine cannot fight Russia. That is a fact. Russia has been blowing up things, but this time they have gone bizarre. Right now, Vladimir Putin said if they will not come down to a diplomatic conclusion, he's going to wipe out Ukraine. And that's exactly what he intends to do right now. So with this, will Ukraine give up? Vladimir Zelensky needs to come to the table to discuss. They need to come to the table to discuss. Russia will never agree not to get some part of Ukraine after this war. But if they continue, who will remain in Ukraine? That is the issue. Well, with the backing of so many European countries, now they want to take money and give to Ukraine from the money they seize. The Russian funds are in Europe. They say about 88% of them is in Belgium, and Belgium is making a demand out of that money. Also, the owner of Chelsea, former owner of Chelsea, who was a Russian billionaire, Abramovich, God bless that man, the Blues for life. His sale of Chelsea, over about 2.5 billion pounds, is still held by the United Kingdom government. The man said that money should be given half to Ukraine and half to Russia, victims of this war. But UK government said they want to give all to Ukraine, and the man said it's not going to happen. It is money. Now, the UK parliament is saying they're going to take Abramovich to court because of this matter. This man sold a club. He is a businessman. It has also been proven that the allegation against him that he was linked to the Kremlin, the powers that be in Russia, the court has also come out to clear him on that. So what do you have against him? He has also said people are suffering on both sides. Ukraine threw a bomb into Russia. Are you telling me that nobody was affected in Russia? Then there are also people affected in Ukraine. More people affected in Ukraine. But the man said he wants 50% to Ukraine, 50% to Russia. If not, no deal. Now, these are the issues. It shows completely bias against Russia by the European Union. And they are all going out for Ukraine, and they're all European countries. So what is the genesis of all this? Russia said NATO should stop expanding close to their doorstep. Ukraine and Russia are just neighbors. If you jump, enter Ukraine, jump, enter Russia, like that. Ukraine wants to join NATO. Russia said, don't try it. They're not here. Now, it has been agreed that Ukraine will not join NATO. Now, NATO, if we want to come close, let Russia join NATO. They refuse. Say, no, they don't want Russia to join NATO. So it's more or less a gang up against Russia, and Russia is also retaliating in one way or the other. It has become an economic war, physical might war, power might war between China, America, and Russia. And, of course, the European unions led by the UK and the rest of them, France, Germany, and all that. So this matter is going and going. But the fact is, the crux of the matter is that People are dying. While they're playing international politics, people are dying. The leaders of these countries, they don't even care about the people who are dying. They just keep manufacturing money. War, go and fight. They give weapons. Now, another stupid thing this man did is attacking Russia, hitting Russia in Russia, very close to the Yuletide season and the winter season. Now, electricity has been cut off in Ukraine because Russia had damaged all the electricity installation. They are now going to buy energy from Poland. And Poland, most of their energy comes from Russia. So you are the whole thing is so messy. The whole thing is so messy. While they are doing this, Russia is raking in money. So many people depend on energy from Russia. They're not losing much. They're losing, but not that to that extent. Ukraine is more or less becoming Hamas in Gaza. Ukraine is gradually turning into Gaza. And people are watching, people are dying. Let's go back to the story we have been discussing so far. Okay. So let's take a look at our MOU signed by Nigeria and France over the tax and the controversies in that MOU. The FIRS, supported by the federal government, maintains that the MOU is a standard, non-intrusive framework for technical assistance and capacity building. No data access. It's only about knowledge sharing. The agreement is limited to knowledge sharing, institutional strengthening, workforce development, and policy support to modernize Nigeria's tax administration, leveraging France's century of expertise. Now, hear this one: workforce development, policy support. So this policy support, who will be bringing the policy? And who will be implementing the policy? And to whose benefit will the policy? Are we going to pay France for this technical support? These are our questions. I know the funniest thing is that the MOU is not made public, so that we will know what was signed by the Nigerian government. So there is something fishy going on there. That is what Nigerians are saying. Well, sovereignty is intact. That's according to FIRS, and argues that the collaboration, in fact, strengthens Nigerian sovereignty by building a more capable and competitive tax system, and all Nigerians' laws on data protection remain fully in force. This is what you're saying. Well, the critics are saying and raising concerns is that some various political parties, the Northern Elders Forum, and civil society groups have all criticized the deal, demanding its immediate termination or full public disclosure of its terms. This is what Nigerians are asking. Don't we have the right to understand what Nigerian government signed with France? This is where the issue is. And Nigerian government is not agreeing to make this thing public. One, they are talking about sovereignty risk. The critics, including former presidential candidate Peter Obi and the Northern Elders Forum, argue that any access to even aggregated economic data could reveal key financial patterns leading to potential economic espionage, political pressure, and a new form of a digital colonization. Now this, how does it sound to you? Very beautiful. This is a form of digital colonization. They have stopped colonizing us, coming here to take as slave, and in fact, they are coming out with technology, thinking Nigerians don't know how to do technology. Nigerians are the most intelligent people anywhere in the world. Quote me anywhere. All they need to do is, if you train people, send them for training, come back and do this thing. No, we will just wake up one morning, bring policy, want to implement it without training people, then you now call a country to come and start talking about your taxation, help you with oversight and functions and training and sharing of knowledge. What is that? Let me ask that question. What is that? So Peter Obi is saying this is a form of digital colonization. Well, they also say it's a lack of transparency. Opponents are questioning why the agreement was reached without public disclosure of its full terms or agreement or engagement with the National Assembly. fueling suspicion about the government's motives and what France stands to gain. How can you sign an MOU on behalf of the country without letting Nigerians know? This country, now these tax people, now their personal property, how can FIRS sign an agreement on behalf of Nigeria without letting Nigerians know? It's just like I am here now, or you are working in your office, and you go and sign an agreement on behalf of your office, and then you refuse to disclose the terms of that agreement with your office, but the office will have to agree to that particular terms of agreement. Who does that? That is what the critics are saying. Historical context, France, their wahala and history with African countries, that one is a no, no, no. That is what they are saying. France's historical agreements or engagements in Africa, which critics say often resulted in economic manipulations and dependency, are cited as a reason for caution. You know, say this dog, they bite. And you're going to carry your hand, they play around the dog. What do you go expect from that? France has no integrity with African countries so long as dealing with Africans, especially their former colonies. Imagine where you bring an agreement for the people to sign the whole of their life away, that are going to store your money in France. They brought a currency that is controlled by France, and then invariably they control the economies. The GDP of that country depends on what France decide they will have. Nigeria now, koro, carry ourselves to go give France. This is what the critics are saying. Where the local expertise, questions have been raised about why Nigeria is prioritizing an external partnership rather than leveraging on its own substantial pool of local tax professionals and technology firms. French people, they give Nigeria tech to build for them here. They pay them cheaper than the one they paid here. But Nigerian government, who said they want to promote our local expertise, promote our local-driven, God-given talents to the world, are leaving these local ones to go and hire foreign ones to come. Worst off, they never even tell us what if France will gain for all of this. So this is exactly what the critics are saying. With the current status, the lawyers for civil liberties have also invoked the Freedom of Information Act to demand access to the full detail of the MOU. The public debate is expected to continue until the actual text of the agreement is released. So government, FIRS, federal government, Tinubu, and Wale, and the rest of you that are involved in all this, Minister of Finance, Economy, and the rest of them, why is it difficult for you to disclose what you have signed? Is it a hidden fact or a classified document? Why? So that's the question I'm asking this morning on behalf of all the critics. What do you make of this particular one? Before we go into the discrepancies in the tax laws, let's get your own talk on this one. Good morning. Who dem a line? Good morning and welcome. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning once more, Mr. Cosmos.
All right, carry go.
Yes, it's Ama from Uche Street.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Cosmos, I wonder why Nigerian government can't involve France and other well-developed countries in helping her develop technology instead of only involving them in tax administration and the collection. You and I know that there is no how such an arrangement or transaction will go on without Nigeria exposing our data system to France. And yet, Nigeria is talking of sovereignty. Our leaders are talking of sovereignty when it comes to U.S. helping us in fighting insecurity. What kind of contradiction is that? So that is my take for now.
Ama from Uche.
Thank you very much, Ama. Thank you for your contribution. We are still on this controversy of the MOU. Why is the federal government not making this thing open after the FOI has already been invoked by lawyers? Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome aboard. Name and submission.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go on.
Okay, I will Echo FM.
You're live on Echo FM.
Oh, that I'm live.
You're live on Echo FM. Please go ahead. You're live with Barry Cosmos on Echo FM. This is Straight Talk. Welcome aboard.
Oh, okay, sorry, I wanted to make an inquiry.
Okay, you can't make an inquiry live on air, my brother, all right? Just send me a message on our WhatsApp button, and I'll pass whatever information to wherever appropriate authorities, all right? Thank you very much. Send a message.
Yeah, messages are not replied.
Send a message. Send a message.
They are not replied, sir. The messages are not replied.
I said send a message now. I'll reply to you now. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Who did my line? Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello, very good morning.
I greet you.
How is your family?
Fine. Thank you. Welcome aboard.
And God bless you. Happy Christmas in advance.
Thank you very much. Brother Calvert, welcome aboard.
God bless you. May God bless your family.
Amen.
Good health, good life. May this Christmas bring good things in your family. I say more money be into your account.
All right.
This Christmas in Jesus' name.
Amen.
God bless you, Barry.
Thank you.
Barry, please, I want to know. Trump, has he finished talking about Nigeria, about coming to help Nigeria? Has he finished talking that?
That's why they were in Nigeria here. You had the president say he had a very long meeting with the U.S. envoys and that of the European Union. They have been here and they're discussing. Recall, people misunderstood. President Trump said if Nigerian government does not do anything, they will not come in. So Nigerian government is doing something at least to tackle that killing. To that effect, they are still working. So let's watch and see what will happen on that. Thank you very much, Brother Calvert, for your information. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmos.
I greet you.
How are you this morning?
Oh, Allah, thank you.
I'm Prince. Calling from over.
Okay.
My brother, I don't have much to say this morning, but all I want to say is that from every indication, no one rigs election.
Hello?
Citizens. Hello,
okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said no one rigs election to better the life of his people. One rigs election to maybe because of selfish interest and also to impoverish and suffer the masses. That is the truth.
Okay.
This very thing, MOU, that's being signed, my brother, this is a death warrant, Nigerian death warrant that they have signed. Because why are they hiding it from Nigerians?
Okay.
There is no time, I keep saying it, no time that Tinubu will bring policies that will benefit Nigerians. Mark my word. I'm listening to hear this psycho fan praising this very tax something. In no distant time, everybody in Nigeria will cry about this. If it is a good policy, why hiding it? Why is it secretive?
Okay.
My brother, we have been enslaved by the government of Tinubu. That is the truth. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very, very much. All right. Still on this MOU, it has become another big issue in the Nigerian House of Rep where our tax law passed has been either modified, added, padded, whatever English you want to use. Good morning.
Good morning.
Comrade Fiber, welcome back, sir.
I don't want to say with this. I want to say that
professional taxi in Nigeria. And all from the state. And so for somebody looking for an outsider, even if you cost Nigeria only a couple, that person gets Nigeria.
Okay.
So whoever got into that, and then there are people that career at the South Africa.
Okay.
There are a number of qualified people from material. So like we have also taken plans as a part for employing the people around for them. And they have a process for it. It's on and two in our country. It's a complicated or what ideas have been done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Straight Talk. Who am I line?
Hello, good morning, Barry.
I greet you, sir.
Yes, I know you calling here from Ilumekimeko Bizena.
Dejike, welcome, sir.
Yes, Barry. I say make I ask how we take sleep reach France. I just ask.
I don't know, my brother.
I think I dream where we dream. Now we take reach France.
We dey France now. We don't reach there.
I just ask now because I know say now London where we dey hear say if headache knock us we been dey go. How we take come dream, come go reach France now, sleep, wake up for France.
I don't know, my brother.
My brother, anything where they do and where they don't do and hide, they no feel open up. Tell person say they don't start them. We just come to hear the beginning and the ending. My brother, they say foul play. Make we look well, This thing, EBC, don't enter family business. You know, say this our president where they now, when in the rule Lagos, before you know it, like you don't turn to one person own. They collect money, they give one person. Revenue turn to one person own for Lagos. I believe say that the higher standard intake come for federal level be so.
Yes, sir.
Make everybody open his eye for this system. This party government, my brother Selatokan from beginning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Government, we see a joke. You see, they don't be serious business now. We don't say it don't become tradition.
Thank you, my brother.
Nigeria. One person don't own Nigeria. As they wake up one morning,
thank you, my brother. Sorry, I have to let you go. Thank you for your contribution. Good morning. Who am I line?
Yeah, good morning once more, Mr. Cosmos. It's still Ama from Uche.
Ama, you reflex today, ho-ha.
Yes, that is some days are like that.
All right.
At least, Mr. Cosmos, I would like to ask you these two questions.
Okay.
One is, why is Russia not allowed to join NATO?
Okay.
Another one is, what is the fate of the 11 AJUJU members that boarded the C-130 aircraft that landed in Burkina Faso? Because we heard that the aircraft had been released. What of the members who boarded the aircraft? All
right. First up, the aircraft, from what I gave you this morning, the federal government is saying that they are unaware of where they are. They said they were taxiing to take off to Portugal, but the thing developed another issue where they couldn't take off. As it stands now, they don't know exactly where they are, but they have been freed from Burkina Faso. That is the official statement from the government this morning on the pages of the newspaper. That's how much I can tell you on that one. As it stands now, Russia has not been allowed to join NATO simply because NATO is an alliance for military protection, mostly against Russia and any other foreign invaders. Because America is the head of NATO, UK is there, Germany is there, France and the rest of them. They're all part of NATO. And of course, UK and America, they are like twin enemies of Russia. They don't want Russia to come in. It's a politics. It's as simple as that. It's international politics. They don't want Russia to come in because Russia comes in. There's no way, if something happens, they cannot attack Russia. Remember, in international politics, there is the superpowers. They're always wanting to be on top, control the world. And that's what US and UK and the likes of Germany, France, and the rest of them are doing. They don't want Russia to be part of that simply because of politics, nothing else. It's international politics. And if Russia joins, on which alliance, what would the alliance be doing anyway? Because most of the thing they do is always against Russia policy and that of China. These are the two people that have been their problem. Because Japanese Japan is more or less an ally of the U.S. And China and Russia are now forming their own alliance with this new, the BRICS nations, including South Africa, and Nigeria has also applied to join BRICS. So these are all international politics. They control the SWIFT system of payment, international economy of the world. They control all that. They do not want China to be a partaker in all that. I hope you understand. So these are the things that I can just think of that is making them not to allow China to come in. They can give us all diplomatic things, but at the end of the day, that's just simple. It is economic and politics, nothing more. Thank you very much for that question. Let's move on. Well, as we continue to grapple with the questions as it concerns this MOU that France is now going to help Nigeria technically to help us collect tax. Why is Tinubu's government so hell-bent on tax? Little wonder. Don't be surprised. He said, let us widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now will pay. Mr. President said it before the elections, and we thought it was a joke. They were crying, Baba, where they shake. Hey. Today, now Nigeria, they shake. Tinubu, they gidigba. It's done well. Nigeria, they shake it like a giddy way never done. So at the end of the day, it is normal for us to be asking these questions to the president and to the tax authority. What exactly did you sign with France that you cannot make public? All he keeps saying is that it will not compromise Nigeria. We want to see the MOU, period. Let's read it line by line and see what is written there, so that anything that goes contrary to that particular agreement, we will know. If tomorrow France come up and say, according to this MOU, they have this right, how are we going to tackle that? By that time, Tinubu must have been out of office. So what happens? France goes into it with a long-term agenda, not a short-term. So Nigerians are skeptical. We don't want to be a situation where they will not tell you that 50% of the money you generate from Nigerian tax system will be domiciled in France. That's what they did to their colonies. You want that to happen to Nigeria again? We don't know if that is part of the MOU. I'm just speculating here, but that's not what is inside before you say, but the Cosmos say, no, nobody has seen the MOU. They have not made it public. We're just speculating, and we don't want that. And at the end of the day, that's what the opposition is saying, and that is what experts in Nigeria are also saying. They're also saying that you're killing Nigerian experts in taxation. Why do we train people in schools, universities, and also financial institutions on taxation? And all of a sudden, when the time reached for you to use those people you have trained, either in our universities here or the one that studied abroad, you went to go and bring foreign people. Their people then get 10 head. You don't look at their tax system. You can go there, learn, study what they have done, come back and do your thing without them involved. So why are they involved? That is what Nigerians are saying. That's what Nigerians are asking. Let's move on now to the issue of the tax laws proper. The National Assembly, raised by the Sokoto lawmaker, House of Rep member, that what he signed is not what is gazetted, what is made public, and that is what is going to be enforced by the Nigerian law, which was not originated by the House of Rep, assented into by the president. So at what point did these discrepancies occur? That is the question. Who did it? Anyway, this is an allegation for now. The Senate has already set up a committee, House of Rep, a committee to go and take a look at this. If we now come back, can't tell Nigerians say nothing they there. Now that one will not go here. Because this man that raised it must have read it. What was signed? What was appealed? Now, what are the issues there? There are now issues of legislative powers now given to the executive arm of the government, which is not supposed to be so, completely against Nigerian constitution. That is one of the biggest controversy there. And that is going to be used. Imagine that Nigerian Senate and House of Reps say no to this. President will say, according to this particular gazetted copy of the tax law, I have the power to do this. That is usurping powers of the National Assembly to the executive and adding more power to the president. That is one of those things that is involved in this. So if you don't know, you don't know. What are the lawyers saying? And what exactly are they saying? Well, according to lawmakers, amendment contained in the gazetted copies lacked legislative backing. For instance, legislators noted that alien provision that included coercive and fiscal powers, e.g., arrest powers, garnish without court order. You see that kind of thing? They can arrest you without court order. Compulsory USD computation, appealed security deposit, appeared in the gazetted copies without legislative approval. Now, this is what they are saying. The point is, if you notice this, if President is going to approve them, when I go fit disprove them or disapprove them, how can you smuggle in this? The coercive and fiscal powers. Coercive means the power to arrest you without warrant for tax-related matters. They arrest you, they give them arrest powers, they garnish without court order, compulsory USD computation, then the appeal security deposit appeared in that without any approval by the National Assembly, who are supposed to deliberate on all these things. Recall this thing, the tax is one of those things that was highly contested. A lot of people we are not in support of this new tax law. Just like Comrade Efagba said, if you want to bring something new, tell us what is wrong with the old one. Not just bring anything new because you want to bring something new. What is wrong with the old one? What is the new thing going to do different from this old one? And how is it going to affect the people? These are questions that needed to be asked in that tax issue. So, reacting to the development on Thursday, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Dayo Akinlaja San, said it was unconstitutional for a gazetted law to vary in content with a bill that was passed in the National Assembly. Because of this one, should we throw away the whole of this bill completely? Start all again. And that's the question. Well, he said the constitutional responsibility of the president to give or withhold assent to a bill duly passed by the National Assembly. Once a bill is passed by the National Assembly, the president is required to sign it as presented. That the way they use pass the bill for National Assembly, the president will sign it into law as presented by the National Assembly. But in this case, it was signed into law by the president, and the copy where they can provide for the public is different from what the National Assembly approved. So with this now, who did it? Where did this start from? How did it enter into the tax laws? And is it deliberate? Now with this, it coincides with the MOU. Does it mean France hand on took follow enter into that thing? So it now gives the powers and coercion to arrest, garnish, do all those things to the executive, and then they will now be controlled by France with a policy direction. That's what the implication of all this thing means. Anyway, let me get your thoughts on this particular matter because time is no longer our friend. Let me not talk too much on this matter. What is your take on this particular very sensitive matter? Now, this thing affects you and me, completely you and me. I said they affect you, and I said they affect me because we're taxpayers. One way or the other, everybody pays tax. Recall that in January next year, 2026, our VAT is going to increase from 7.5% to 10%. That's an increment of tax, which everybody pays. Whether you buy biscuit to VAT there. Very soon, every advert we bring here, you go pay your VAT. Now, we think government talk. Nobody will talk them. As they calculate a jingle of 7,000, you go now add VAT of 7,700 naira, 10%, bam. So if you're paying 7,000 for one slot of jingle, it means you're going to pay 7,700 for one slot of jingle. That is what the implication of this tax when it comes to effect. Most of us don't know. They say if you're not earning up to 800,000, you are exempted from the tax. How is this 800,000 calculated? Every money will enter your account, including the gift, including people. Like if you want to pay salary, for instance, The company can carry the money, put for accountant. Accountant can use your account now, begin spray the money for the workers. Then that money don't enter your account. You don't count to. You don't count to. Meanwhile, the money is not her money. This is exactly what it means. And then they'll start taxing the amount of money that was in the account, which was not her money, which was not his money. So these are questions that people are asking. This new one way they bring, now in order to make it work, they go and bring the masters of taxation to come and make it work in Nigeria. That is what it means. Well, according to what the context of Section 58 and 59 of the 1999 Constitution, it is unconstitutional and invalid for a gazetted law to be different from the context of a bill as passed by the National Assembly. Unconstitutional. So it means it's null and void. So the question now is, will the National Assembly Committee find these discrepancies that are different from the one they passed? Good morning and welcome to Straight Talk with them line.
Yeah, good morning, very good morning, Mr. Barry Cosmos.
I greet you.
This is Peter Ifeanyi. I'm calling from Nyekenee.
All right, can it go?
What else is there to be said? You've explained everything. You've said it all. That the gazetted copy of this tax is not the same with what was discussed in the National Assembly. Somebody came out and look at what you've narrated. Look at what you've explained. What is bad is bad. It is a conspiracy, and it's going to have a toll on the common and poor Nigerians. So what is bad is bad. So for me, I don't think anybody will approve. I would like to appraise this. This is a conspiracy. This is bad, and it is Nigeria that the toll will come upon. So I don't see anything good out of it.
Thank you.
Please, before I get out of this, before I get out of the line, please let me say that it is not United States that caused the problem between Russia and that is what a lot of people believe. Because I know in February 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, and that is what forced Ukraine to try to resist it. And because maybe they feel that Ukraine should not be close to NATO, and Russia was not a party to this.
Okay, thank you. Wait, you raised a very important matter. Are you aware there have been so many agreements signed by NATO that they are not going to expand towards Russia, which they have expanded closer to Russia since after that agreement? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And then Crimea was one of the people that were trying to also join NATO. Russia annexed it. Now let's look at this.
Yes.
I don't want to look at the propaganda news by the Western media and all that, what we hear. The reality is that these people are trying to make sure they keep Russia in check. Period. Nothing else. And they are going close. You cannot make agreement with Imo State, for instance, that any good state would not expand their territory close to Imo State. Then before you know, they don't come on Onitsha.
I know.
So when you're in Onitsha, when they remain to enter Imo State, that is what is happening with NATO and Russia. So nobody should and that's why Russia is also trying to collect this land so that they can stay very far away from them. That's what they're doing. But
because they are communist, their policies, their policy, their system of government is anti-democratic. And so, this NATO, they are trying to
Can I ask you a question again, sir? Are Russians complaining of the policies of their government? Is America, France, and do you see protests in Russia like it is done in France or Germany or UK? Are they complaining of energy shortage like Germany and UK is complaining? Are they also having food shortages? They are living well. The economy is prospering. But another person is complaining about democracy. Why are you complaining of democracy in France? In Russia, the democracy in Nigeria, why are they not complaining about that? These are questions that need to be asked. It is their interest. Thank you.
Anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I like engaging in very sweet talk. It brings you more and more information. Chika Henry on Facebook says, good morning, Barry Cosmos on radio, Del Kainza on radio. Please, with the way things are going, it's beginning to look like the British have sold us to France France now sees Nigeria as their colony more than their French colonies in Africa. Make we shine our eyes, so Henry Naji from our former market, Old Road, Nyekenee. Thank you very much, Henry, for your contribution. Dominic Chisholm says, good morning to you. Sebastian Austin from Ohaji says, greetings to you, my brother. All right, thank you very much. Dr. Mrs. Samuel Lebra also sent another one, says, of what use is that more money accrued to the government and the masses suffer emotional trauma, excruciating pain, suffering, hunger, and hardship? What is the essence of paying taxes when subsidy is the only dividend of democracy we benefit from and government has removed it? We pay for almost everything by ourselves in this country and government is insensitive to overtax and bleeding masses to donate blood. Okay, remember to begin to donate blood. Now waiting Dr. Mrs. Sima to try tell us with that. Hello, good morning, my last caller for today.
Good morning, Padre.
I greet you.
Daddy,
I greet you.
This tax reform, I heard that any person that got account in the bank, by January, they'll start collecting tax from the person. How is it going, please?
Hello?
I want you to explain that and direct me a letter.
Okay, of what?
Somebody, how much the person can get in the account, in his account, and they'll start collecting from that person.
Okay.
How does that happen?
It explains that if you have 800,000 naira in your account, accrued 800,000, not like the money must be there, is accrued transactional 800,000 in your account annually. It means your money will start taxing after the 800. So if you have like 1 million, it is the 200,000 on top of the 800 that will be taxed. It's not the 800,000 below. Do you understand me? For individual and the income accounts and all that. So at the end of that particular 800,000, if you now have like another 600,000 on top of 800, maybe you have like 1.4 million, from your 800,000 that is non-taxable, then the remaining 600,000, they will not tax it. And this comes with about 25%. So these are all issues. I think I'll find time and explain this tax again, bring in some tax officers to help us explain. Maybe next week we'll see how we are going to do that and then get Nigerians to understand the tax process. It's a very complicated tax issues. Now, just before we go, I want to also bring to your notice one thing that the Europeans and the white people have used, the methodologies they have used to control Africa. Well, before they used military conquest, that was predominantly what the French, British, and the Germans used in Africa, military conquest. Now it's no longer working. What they are using to control Africa is what? Taxation. They colonized Nigeria through, Africa through taxation and through loans. They give loans, tie you down. Your economy is now dictated to what to do by the Bretton Woods institution. And that's exactly what Nigeria has put itself into. We have roped Nigeria into that thing so much so that policies that are not even coming from Nigeria, they are going to be controlled by these people. So this is exactly what now the tax is now going to them, according to what experts are saying, and this is their biggest fear. So I think this is where we are going to call it a wrap on today's program. I do hope you understand that if you are not conversant with what these things are saying, you had better go read about it, study, because you need to know. It is not longer if it will happen. It's happening. January 1st is around the corner. Remember, this tax is coming. The fuel tax takes effect January 1st. If you buy 10 liters of fuel, you go pay 10% of that 10 liters of fuel to the government. That means for every liter, it's 10%. Liter of fuel now is 920, 900. Let's say 900 naira predominantly. 10% of 900 now, that's about 9 naira. 90 naira, right? That means if you don't do 90 naira multiplied by 10 liters you've bought, that is about what? 900 naira. That is what you now pay to the government. It starts January 1st. These are all part of the taxation. So we all need to understand how this thing will work. Then there is also rumor of taking about 20% from people's accounts and all that, which the government has denied. and the tax people who are saying that, they say no, it's not going to work. Well, we'll find time and do this tax thing, explain it, and then let us have some experts that will come here and give us things about tax. I'm just using my little knowledge of taxation to explain and give you more information. This is where the cookie will crumble for today on the show. I do hope you enjoyed the program. You have also learned a lot from this program. Remember, our program is not just about politics. We educate, we enlighten, and we make sure that you understand the intricacies going on. That's why we dissect, we analyze, and we criticize everything and bring you the juicy details in every news. This is Straight Talk, live on Echo FM 100.7 with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmos. Up next is the Slim Diva. Oh, today is Friday. It is all of them coming. And I know them. She Matters every Friday. Bye-bye for now.